Most people look at you and see nothing. They wait for your reaction and can't find it on your face. They ask how you feel, and you say, "I'm fine," in a way that doesn't give anything away. They try to read your tone and walk away just a little confused. But here's what they don't understand. You're not hiding. You're not cold. You're tuned to a frequency most people can't hear. You have spent years building an interior so detailed that translating it would take longer than a casual conversation allows. So you give them the surface, and the rest stays yours. Picture a dinner table. 6 people talking. Everyone is reacting, laughing, revealing little pieces of themselves with every sentence. You're sitting there too, contributing just enough, nodding, smiling when it is expected. But inside, you are tracking everything. The way your friend looked at her phone and her whole face changed. The cousin who is performing confidence he doesn't feel. The quiet friend in the corner, going through something no one has noticed yet. The joke that landed wrong, and the apology that came too late. You are reading the room like a book everyone else is just skimming. And by the end of the night, you will know more about these people than they know about you. None of them will know this. That is the strange, quiet part of being you. Psychologists sometimes call this trait emotional camouflage, and here is what it is actually about. It is not that you lack feeling. It is that your feelings are so loud inside that you learned early to keep them off your face. Being hard to read is not a flaw. It is the result of a mind that learned to watch before it spoke. Most people who are hard to read did not start out that way. Somewhere in your past, the cost of being visible was higher than the cost of staying quiet. Maybe it was a house where expressing the wrong emotion caused trouble. Maybe a parent whose mood could shift without warning, where the air in the room was a weather system you had to monitor. Maybe a friendship where your honesty was stored as ammunition and quietly used later. So your nervous system made a quiet decision. Watch first. Reveal nothing unnecessary. Speak only when the ground feels safe. And you have been doing it so long, it just feels like instinct now. But that is not the real reason people can't read you. The real reason is what you are protecting underneath. Here is where it gets deeper. Being hard to read often comes from a mind that is simply too full to translate. You are not empty. You are crowded. You have layers of feeling running at the same time. Half-formed associations, memories being triggered by something someone just said. Futures being quietly modeled in the background. And translating all of that into a normal facial expression would take longer than a normal sentence allows. So your face stays still, while your mind is moving at full speed. People mistake the stillness for absence. It is actually overflow. It is a heart that is doing too much work to fit into one expression. And this is the part most people miss. You stay ambiguous on purpose. Because every time you showed someone your full emotional hand, you regretted it. You said how much you cared, and they pulled away. You admitted vulnerability, and it was filed as information about you. You opened up, and the opening was used. So now you reveal in layers, just enough to stay close, never enough to be fully seen by someone who might not be safe with what they find. You are not shallow. You are simply strategic with your depth. You have learned the hard way that being understood is a gift, and not every gift is safe to give. Then there is the layer no one talks about. Your quiet is also a form of control. Not because you are manipulating anyone, but because if no one knows exactly what you feel, no one can use it against you. No one can predict you. No one can corner the version of you that still feels fragile. You keep your cards close because once, someone played your hand without asking. and you quietly swore it would not happen again. But here is the beautiful contradiction underneath all of it. You look detached, but you feel more than most people could survive holding. You sit in silence while everyone else performs their reactions. You witness other people's pain without needing to broadcast your own. You hold complexity without flinching. And the stillness everyone reads as distance is actually a kind of steady you built slowly, over years, in rooms that did not always feel safe. You are the person in the room who notices the sigh, the hesitation, the unspoken thing, the micro-expression someone forgot to hide. And you carry it all without making a sound about it. That quietness is not absence. It is depth with the volume turned down. And most people never get to see what that quiet has been holding. And here is the part no one says out loud. Sometimes the camouflage becomes the cage. You protect yourself from being misread, and in doing so, you protect yourself from being loved. You mistake caution for wisdom, and you start filtering out people who could actually hold you. You stay unreadable, and then you feel unseen. You wonder why intimacy feels exhausting, why closeness feels like danger, why letting someone in feels like handing them a weapon. And if you are honest with yourself, some part of you has been using being hard to read as a quiet way to stay safely alone. That is not a flaw. It is not something to fix with urgency. It is a habit that once worked and now needs to be gently retired. Because the same wall that kept you safe is also the one that keeps the right people out. If any of this sounds familiar, hear this. You were never meant to be a closed book. You were meant to be a careful writer. There is someone who has been waiting to read you, slowly, without taking anything away, without using any of it against you. And one day, your quiet will not be distance. It will just be the calm before you let someone in. Until then, you are not hard to love. You are simply hard to rush. And that is not something to apologize for. That is a kind of protection you built before you ever knew you would need it. If you have ever been told, "I just can't tell what you are thinking," drop 3 dots in the comments. And if you want to go deeper, the next video is about the psychology of people who feel too much but show too little. You will recognize that one too.